On November 4th, you might notice something peculiar about the night sky, a phenomenon that only happens when the conditions are just right. What's going on? I have a couple of stargazing experts joining me in the studio today to help give us a tour of the autumn night sky. Hello, Vermont. Welcome to the darkness. Having just set our clocks back, there's even more night sky now to enjoy. And if you're into stargazing, you're going to love my guests here to help you mark your calendars for this month's celestial happenings. Annalena Whitman is a senior at UVM, double majoring in German and history. She is also the secretary of UVM's Space Club. And Noah Schwartz is the club's outreach coordinator, a senior majoring in mechanical engineering. Annalena and Noah, welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
It's so nice to be with you guys, even if it does mean that we are in the time of year where it's just dark.
Earlier and earlier.
Exactly. Well, and I understand that both of you are from New England, so
Yes.
that is something you're used to.
Mm-hmm.
But do you love the nights? Do you love the dark nights?
I don't love the darkness.
The dark days,
But
yes.
I do love the dark nights because that means that we can see more stars.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
I mean, that's kind of the flip side of the coin, right?
Exactly.
More night sky to enjoy. Okay, well, so let's go ahead and get literally into the big news. What's going on Tuesday, November 4th?
Well, we will be experiencing the biggest supermoon of the year, which
Okay.
is called the Beaver moon. And that one is going to be super cool because it's going to be very large, as all supermoons are. And we're really excited to get a good look at it.
Yeah. So tell us a little, so explain us supermoon. What is a supermoon?
So the moon's orbit isn't exactly circular around Earth, and when it's closer to Earth, it looks larger and brighter in our night sky. And when that coincides with a full moon, that's called a supermoon, and it illuminates Earth, and it's a good event to look at.
Do we have a lot of supermoons in any given year?
So we actually have 3 this coming year, or this past year.
Okay.
But what's nice is that the Beaver moon is actually going to be the biggest one of the year.
So then what makes it the biggest? Is that the way we experience it? Is it like, what does it look like?
Well, it depends on how close we are.
Okay.
And this one, I think we happen to be a little bit closer.
Okay.
Or not
Yeah.
a little bit closer, but it just happens to be a little bit bigger.
Okay, so because of that orbit,
Yeah, the
right,
elliptical
so
orbit.
It's an elliptical orbit, and so there's these points where the moon is literally closer to the Earth. And so if we look up and we see that the moon seems genuinely larger in the sky, we're not imagining it, it actually is real. And it's, I think if I read, it's about like 7% bigger, which is kind of a lot. I mean, that's close to 10% bigger. So then I
Yeah.
think of what's 10% bigger than something looks like.
Yeah.
So it's noticeable.
Yeah, it can be up to 14% bigger than the smallest moon of the year,
Okay.
and up to 30% brighter. So
wow,
it's a
okay.
a noticeable difference.
Yeah, and so it's the illumination as well too.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
really big, bright, full moon. And is there any particular time of the evening where we should look for it? I mean, like moonrise. Is moonrise change all the time?
Moonrise does
Yeah.
change all the time.
Okay, so this is Amy asks all of her stupid questions about the
Yes.
moon and what's going on in the night sky. Okay, so it does change all the time. But when the moon is lower or on the horizon or higher on the horizon, does it also change the way it appears?
So it's really funny, actually. There's something called the moon illusion,
Okay.
which is that when the moon is closer to the horizon, it looks so much bigger than the night sky, even though it's actually the exact same size. But the reason for that is because of the way that our brain experiences depth perception, and also when our brain is comparing, the moon to a tree or a house, we think it's super big. But what you can do is if you actually put your thumb right over the moon and then take it off, you can see that the change isn't actually as big as you think.
Oh, okay, that's fascinating. Okay, now here's my other, maybe stupid moon question. Variations in color. What is that? Like, why is it that sometimes when you look at the moon, it has that sort of amber cast to it, and other times it's bright and white and milky?
So when the moon is lower in the horizon, we're viewing it through more of the atmosphere than when it's up above us.
Okay.
And when there's particulates, such as the wildfires this summer, it makes a reddish orange color on the moon. And as it goes up into the sky, out of the lower atmosphere, it becomes more white.
Okay. Okay. See, I knew there had to be a reasonable,
Yeah.
rational reason to it, not just that it's autumn and the moon looks spooky or
funny the way that
something like
science
that.
works, right?
Yeah.
It's funny how science works, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so this supermoon is called the Beaver moon. How do supermoons get their name?
So actually, every full moon has a name.
Every full moon.
Yes,
okay.
so there are 12 moons a year, or 12 full moons. I apologize.
I didn't necessarily know that, but okay, so there's 12 full moons
Yes.
a year. Okay.
And so every one of them is named, but usually when it's the supermoon, that's when people actually start to pay attention to the names, because usually they just pass and no one really cares all that much.
Not sort of in our frame of reference. We're not worrying about every full moon. Thinking
Exactly.
about, oh, is this one Danica? You know, what is, what is this moon?
Yeah.
Well, how did they get their name? Like Beaver moon, where does that come from?
So moons were traditionally named by Native Americans and European settlers, and it normally is based on the natural world and the seasons around them when they occur. And this one's called the Beaver moon because beavers are quite active right now, prepping their dams and homes for winter. So they named it the Beaver moon, and there's a bunch of alternative names for every full moon from different populations and groups.
Is there an alternative name for the Beaver moon? Does it have other names too?
Definitely. I want to say one of them was like the frost moon.
Yes, because it's preparing for winter.
Because
Yep.
it's definitely like big focus on, things getting colder. Definitely has to do with daylight savings as well.
But then this moon, I'm going to ask a million more questions, but this
All
moon,
good.
the Beaver moon, is it always a supermoon? Is it always one that is closest, or that probably changes all the time, right?
That changes.
Yeah.
Which one is, okay.
So
which one
it's
is
3 to 4 supermoons every year, and they can change.
Okay. Have we had our other supermoons already, or are they still coming up?
We've had them.
Yeah.
We've already had. Okay, so this is the last supermoon of
Last
the year.
supermoon of
Last
2020.
supermoon. Okay, now we can catalog everything we know. It's the last supermoon of the year. It's going to be the biggest and the brightest. So Tuesday night, November 4th, go outside, be ready to take a look. Okay, so that's
It
our
rises at 4:30.
It rises at 4:30. Oh, which is good because
Yeah.
at 4:30 it will now be dark.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. So this is going to, like I said, this is going to definitely improve all of our aspects going
Definitely.
into the
I'm
night
loving
sky.
this optimistic approach. Most people don't feel this way, so this is great.
Well, this is the time of year where you have to light your candles, you have to
Exactly.
make fires in the fireplace, all of those things about bringing as much illumination into the evening, I think, as you can, right?
Precisely.
Yeah. Okay, so then there are other things that are going on this month. What are some other events that stargazers can enjoy?
Well, we've got some really excited meteor showers coming,
Okay.
actually. And I think the biggest ones of the month are called the Leonids.
Yes.
Right? And they peak on November 17th, but they're happening for about 3 to 5 days before and after that as well. And those are really exciting because you get 10 to 15 meteors an hour, technically,
Okay.
depending on where you are, right? And those are really cool also because there's going to be a waning crescent moon at the time, which means that the night sky will be a lot darker.
Okay, so another advantage of darkness. When there is more darkness, we can see more of these fainter illuminating events. What
Yeah.
do meteors look like? They look like shooting stars?
Exactly.
Okay, and so 10 to 15 an hour. Any particular direction that folks should look in order to be able to see them?
They're going to be centralized in one area, depending on your location.
Depending on your location. Okay.
You can look it up online. We recommend there's an app called Night Sky, and you can kind of like look around in the night sky, and it will show you where the meteors are shooting.
Okay, so we go outside November 17th, maybe a couple days beforehand, use Night Sky app, go out, see, get a sense of where the meteors are going.
Bundle up.
Bundle
Yes,
up. Okay.
definitely.
All right. Is there anything else interesting? I always think of this time of year as when my favorite constellation shows up because Orion becomes more noticeable in the
Winter
night sky.
constellations.
Yeah. And so that is happening right now, right? We're kind of getting that constellation shift over. The winter constellations are arriving.
Throughout the year, constellations move.
Okay.
But yes, because it's winter.
Okay.
Your
Starting-
favorite.
It's starting the
Yeah.
process, you know.
Okay. All right. Well, this is great. Okay. Now that I have thoroughly embarrassed myself with my lack of knowledge
Not at
about
all,
space
not at all.
events, this is a great time to tell me a little bit about the UVM Space Club.
Yeah, so obviously we're secretary and outreach coordinator, and one thing I really, really love about the Space Club is that it's such a wonderful opportunity for people to, really become involved with space on either of, like, we can shift in both ways, either in a more academic level or in like an awe and a wonder and a community building level. And I think that's a lot of what the club is about, you know, trying to bring together UVM's astronomy community in order to, you know, just make sure that everyone can experience that like joy of stargazing. And so we are able to host a lot of events that showcase those things.
Will you be doing an event for the meteor showers, for example? Will you be having a stargazing event?
You know, we hadn't considered that.
That's a great idea. Thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna write that down.
Okay, well, so tell me about your events. Like, what are they like?
Yeah, so our flagship event is our stargazing nights. We get permission from the school, we work with them, and we promote a night of observation of the sky. We cross our fingers that it's going to be clear, and we normally invite a student band to come, so it's like an outdoor concert. Invite other clubs to sell food and drink, and then the Vermont Astronomical Society comes. They bring their personal telescopes and share their telescopes and their knowledge with the students who come.
That's fascinating.
So that's our flagship event.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was really successful for our first one of the year. I think we had more than 200 people be there.
Yeah.
Wow,
And
that's
it was
fantastic.
so cool. People were there from the start of the band until the very end. And the Vermont Astronomical Society is just so impressive. They are these Vermonters that just have this great knowledge of space and what's happening, and these incredibly awesome and very expensive telescopes.
And handmade.
Yeah, they're so cool.
They build their
That's
own
fantastic.
telescopes.
Wow, that's well, that was actually a question. So for people who are interested in stargazing at home, do you need special equipment in order to be able to, I mean, certain things, I'm sure, like to be able to see Jupiter, which I've done one time through a telescope, so I do know that you want a telescope. But do you need special equipment? What kind of equipment do you need to be able to do stargazing?
So you don't necessarily need any equipment. You just need your eyes and lay down and look up.
Your eyes and a sense of wonder.
Yeah, right.
An important aspect is there needs to be a dark sky. So near Burlington, there's a considerable amount of light pollution.
Okay.
So you can look online. There's light pollution maps, so you could drive somewhere where it's darker. As I mentioned before, there's apps that kind of can show you what's in the sky, so you can figure out what you're viewing. And then binoculars are actually another great option for viewing the moon and nebula and other constellations.
Okay. Ooh, so if you are a bird watcher, for example,
Exactly.
fan of bird notes, you've already got your binoculars out there. Take your binoculars out, go look at the night sky, spend a little time with the apps, getting to know what's out there. And I'd like you for this fantastic information today from our two guests. This has been wonderful. Thank you so much for
Awesome.
joining me.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
having us.
Looking forward to all of these upcoming opportunities to go and gaze and wonder at the night sky. As always, Vermont, thank you for learning and exploring with me today, and thanks to the team that makes Across the Fence possible. I'm Amy Finley. This is Across the Fence. Come back and let's learn and explore again tomorrow.